Hi everybody, I'm Visionary Empress. Join me today while I talk with Dave Daigle about the secret language of our body and how to heal trauma.
How easily she took that in. And I said, dude, what were you doing? And he goes, well, I was just healing inside of me what she required. And I shook my head. I was like, say that again. And he goes, yeah, I healed inside of me what she required. And my first thought was like, this is some Star Wars stuff, using the Force. Like, what? You can do that? And so yeah, when I am at my best, there's really no other coaching other people. I'm only coaching myself. And I imagine you're the same way, because you feel you're a deep feeler.
Yes.
I get that just from your name. When I knew Empress, I knew empathy. I was like, okay, this is my people.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, I am actually feeling in my body when I am working or playing with someone else, and really doing the work inside me first, and then I'll share with them what I'm saying, my decrees, what I'm feeling. And really, when I'm at my best, I don't say anything to the other person.
Yeah.
That's when random person comes off the street and I notice there's some challenges. And I'm like, okay, I start doing it inside of me, because in the beginning of this, I would say, hey, man, I got this great information. You should know, and they just shut down.
Yeah.
And block, And so I've learned my lesson to just do it inside of me first, and my entire world changes, because there's a reason that I'm seeing it.
Right.
The law of attraction is very real, whether we like it or not. So if I'm feeling something and not acknowledging it, it's going to show up as someone else or an event or a circumstance that gives me that feeling, so I can acknowledge it.
Very nice. I like that you said that, though. I'm jotting that down. Just a tip for me to do it inside of myself first, and then to approach, because I think that really would make a big difference, because a lot of people, I understand not being receptive to certain things, and but when you just want to help people, waiting for the invitation can be a very important thing to remember.
Yes, I've noticed that. I know, so I will help someone and they will get a big shift, and their joy and enthusiasm returns. And they'll tell me, hey, call my brother, call my sister. She could really use your help. And it doesn't work that way. I've never had it work where I call someone and like, hey, I got this great information. It works really well. I've never seen it not work. Really, that's the only time it hasn't worked, is when someone shuts down because I called them. So I do my best to be patient. And if I see something that I can support someone with, I will do it inside of me. And usually that vibration and frequency allows them to feel secure to ask me.
Right. Some of this, where did you learn about the connection between the physical feelings and pain and tightness that we have in our body, and how they're related to the emotions that we're feeling?
So the guy who came to my class, his name is Brian Johnson, and he's got a nice presence on social media. If you choose to look him up, he does live TikToks where I've seen miracles happen with just people commenting in the comment section.
I think I follow him. Yeah, I think I follow him, actually.
Yeah. So I learned initially from him. Okay. Well, his coach, his name is Bob Stevenson, Tennyson Stevenson. Stevenson Tennyson or Tennyson Stevens, one of the two. But he has Mastery Systems, and he recently passed away in November or maybe January. Yeah, so not just a few months ago. And so Brian and I and another guy, Adam Jepson, we are looking to carry on his legacy, because we see how this creates so much shift in a positive way. The way I word it is remembering heaven on earth.
Right.
That's the way. I used to, when I first started, just to protect other people, and I was really holding back my light by saying, I ignite secure love everywhere I go.
Yeah.
So that was my mission. But internally, I'm going, heaven on earth. That's what it is for me. So now I shine my full measure, and I tell people, remembering, restoring, reclaiming heaven on earth. Yeah. So that work we learned from Bob, he Whoever sat around on a Friday night and figured all this out is beyond me.
Right.
But so Bob is a genius. Okay, so he wrote and spoke in a genius language. His IQ was off the chart. For me, I am. I like things simple.
Yeah.
So I've been able to take Brian's teachings, Bob's teachings, and mold it into my own little system. And what I can share with people, it works very quickly. And then I can teach them within 6 phone calls. They are ninjas at this.
Wow.
So I 4 locations that I use for newbies at this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sadness and sorrow show up in your throat. So that's the signal you get when you cry, and your throat will tighten up and it's hard to talk, and you're like, oh,
right. Right.
Okay, so that location is where sadness and sorrow show up every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I work with someone and they may be saying, hey, my mom's going to the store, and they're scratching their throat, I know that there is sadness or sorrow attached to their mom. So they tell me everyone is giving signals, whether they're scratching their eyes,
Mm-hmm.
like, is it time to be seen in a new way? I feel I need to be seen in a new way in my direction in life. So direction in life, God-given strengths, health and beauty, sex, money, and desires, and my will.
That is so awesome.
And almost all of the information in your fingernails, it's so wild and detailed. But I say that just to say, let's stick with the basics for now.
Mm-hmm.
So sadness and sorrow show up in the throat. Fear shows up in our chest. So like an example would be if a police officer pulls behind you, you think you might be getting a ticket when you're driving. Your chest will tighten up. That's your thymus gland. So thymus is directly associated with fear.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything in the belly, so rib cage to my belt line,
Mm-hmm.
is grief.
Wow.
So things we have taken in, and there's a deep sadness to it. So and then this is a little more detailed, but really for the beginner, anything in the belly, stomach ache, nausea,
Mm-hmm.
anything, any signal, a bug bite on your stomach. There are no accidents. Any signal that comes in your belly is grief. And then anything on your back is anger.
Wow.
So shoulders, back of the neck, spine, muscles, kidney regions. And it gets very specific. So on our back, this anger can be about carrying burden. So think of like carrying a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
This is about carrying a burden. So someone comes up to me and like, hey, you have permission to read my body language. And I notice that their right shoulder is dipping a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I know right away. What I do is ask questions. I'll say, are you carrying a burden for a male figure causing anger? And their eyes get real big.
Yeah.
And they're like, how did you know? Well, your right shoulder's dipping a little bit. This is about carrying a burden. So the simple way to reverse it is just acknowledge it out loud. I love my anger into my forgiveness, and I love my burdens into my blessings. And most of the time, that's all it requires. And you'll see their shoulders straighten up unconsciously. Those 4 locations are what I teach people when I work with them. And really, you can go from what I call a short throw, which is something recent, and the body signal comes up, or someone's giving you a challenge like, a month ago, 2 months ago, 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I call a short throw. But it's the same system for long throws. So when we go back to childhood, when we go back to trauma, abuse, it's the same system. Where are the signals showing up when you think of the memory? I can go through someone's whole lineage in 20 minutes.
Wow.
So pull up your grandma, pull up your mom, and here's the fun part. So the short throws are very cool because I see pain and tension just leave. Okay, I call it ease returning. Mm-hmm. So ease returns, and it's like, oh my gosh, we didn't even take any Advil or nothing, and it's gone. But law of attraction, it's very real.
Yes.
And we got that emotion, so that, let's stick with this example. The burden for a male figure causing anger showed up from 0 to 7. Now it could be 0 to 10. I just say 0 to 7 years old. It's really until your permanent teeth came in. There's it could be a Barbie getting taken away. Mm-hmm. It could be abuse, it could be trauma, it could, whatever it is that you got an emotion. So let's say dad worked all the time. Even though he was a good dad, he was gone, right? That's my experience. That emotion, if I have resentment or frustration or anger and I never acknowledge it that young, it gets suppressed and now is in us, attracting more people, circumstances, and events that will give me that same emotion. And it'll be on the right side of our body, or my body, because it's a masculine figure.
Okay.
So it's about the masculine energy. So you draw a line down the center of our bodies. Our left side is our feminine side, and our right side is our masculine side.
All right.
So if I have challenges with mom, it will show up on my left side.
That's so crazy that our bodies do this and we don't even realize that this is happening.
Right? This should be taught in schools.
Absolutely. This is the kind of stuff that like I want to share with people and let them know that like, hey, there's a way to work through all of this, and like not only will your health be better, like your overall just daily life will be better and you'll feel better. Like, cause I know that for me, like I'm going to be 30 in July, but even at 29, I feel like I'm having like body aches and pains that I should not be having, you know? And then when I started diving into it more, I learned that there's a whole lot that's connected to this and it all checks out.
Yes. So here's the amazing thing. I've never had it not work.
Wow.
It worked. So the fire service, I feel, prepped me to be in the most tense and intense situations. So whether it's someone sharing me the deepest trauma that you can go through, the fire service has helped me be more calm when, pardon my French, but when shit is hitting the fan. So that's why I'm so comfortable in putting myself in the most difficult, challenging situations for people. And I have tools for them. Yeah. And these tools are for life.
Right.
It's forever. Every time you feel something come on, like, oh, I know that's anger. I know that's sadness. And I just say it out loud and my brain will automatically just go do something and bring ease into your body.
Do you mind? Could we do like an example of what this would look like with myself?
Yes. So, okay. I start with 3 questions and the answers to the question require a full yes or a full no. Okay. So for example, if I ask someone to marry me and if they say, sure, that's not a yes.
Right. Okay.
If they go, yeah, that's still not a yes. And what I've learned is the hard way, that when someone gives me a yeah or a sure, I'll continue. And then there's a disconnect of our hearts, right? So the full yes opens and connects our hearts. Okay. Do I have permission to read your body language?
Yes.
And do I have permission to see your perfection?
Yes.
And do I have permission to help discover your greater mission in life?
Yes.
All right. See, and there's body language already right there. It is your head was saying yes and you were moving forward like, heck yeah. Like your body is in agreement with this, right? So those are good. Those are little bitty cues that are going on all the time. So if I have someone there and they say, I'll say, do I have permission to read your body language? And they're going, yes. Yeah.
Right.
That's their subconscious going,
yeah, no thank you.
Like, no, yeah. So it's not about right or wrong. It's about information.
Right.
So this is giving us code and information so that we can acknowledge it into the opposite and create the life we desire.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a couple ways I do this. Okay. So someone may come to me with pain somewhere or a rash or some kind of signal in their body and they share that with me and then we can go from there. There's also other questions that I ask that I don't require an answer, but I require you checking in with your body and seeing where you get signals.
Okay.
And then also someone who's brand new to this, our subconscious takes our words very literal.
Right.
So have you ever driven your car and you go 5 miles and don't remember how you got there?
Yeah. Yeah, not proud to admit.
Yeah, well, we all do it, and we do it every time we drive. And it's a subconscious program because we have a destination in mind and we've done it repeatedly. It becomes muscle memory or subconscious programming. It's just automatic. We get to the destination like, whew, I hope all the stoplights were green. You know,
Yeah.
but we get there safely every single time because our subconscious is the most powerful computer on the planet. And the way that it's programmed is through our words. So I start people out with this. I give myself permission to feel my feelings and it's okay.
I give myself permission to feel my feelings and it's okay.
Yeah, and notice your head was like, yes, yes. So those are things I'm looking at when I'm working with someone because they'll give a no, like I give myself permission to feel my feelings. Like, okay. You know, and that we would take a different route if that came up. But what's coming up for you is a yes, like you're on board with this. So the next part of this is a $1 million statement. This is so valuable. I use this in the most difficult times where I just say out loud, I choose to make this fun and easy.
I choose to make this fun and easy.
Yeah, and notice in your body what energy is moving.
Yeah.
Right? So for my signal is ease. It's like a ah.
Mm-hmm.
So even when I say it now, for the millionth time I've said it, I choose to make this fun and easy. My body still relaxes.
Right.
And that is the signal I'm looking for where I'm coaching in me and not really coaching you. I'm just listening to my body before I go to the next step. Okay? So the next part is I'm going to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually this, do you have any aches, pains, any signals going on in your body right now?
I feel something in my back on the left side, like kind of at the top by the shoulder.
Okay. So left side, our feminine side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's a little nuance to this. It's about the energy of the person. So it could be a male figure who's feminine.
Okay.
And there's some of that going on in the planet right now. So it's the energy of the person. All right. So left side shoulder is about carrying a burden, anger, left side for a female. Mm-hmm. Or a feminine figure. So does that resonate with you? Have you been carrying a burden for a female that's causing anger?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so the things I require is the who it is,
mm-hmm.
when it happened, and what emotion. So we got two already. We know who it's with, and you haven't even told me. Just in you know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the emotion. It's anger. Okay? Do you know how long ago your shoulder pain started?
Probably about 3 or 4 years ago. Oh, I know exactly what it is.
Awesome. See, that is so important to get the connection of the memory
mm-hmm.
and when the body signal started.
Right.
And then it was.
Yep, it all makes sense now.
Okay, so here's the fun part of this is all I require is for you to say a few things out loud, acknowledging your emotion and loving it into the opposite, bringing sprinkle a little forgiveness in there, put a little, we'll magnify this ease. And what I want you to do is check in with your body while we're saying these things out loud.
Okay.
And and if it's okay with you, you can use the person's name
mm-hmm.
or you can call them person X. It's your choice. Okay. I feel it's more powerful when we use their name.
Yeah.
So, but it's up to you. All right. So, and we don't require any he said whatever. There's no story here.
Yeah.
It's
not about that.
So just So the anger, right, left side,
mm-hmm.
carrying a burden. So just say yo anger.
Yo anger.
Yeah. Check in. I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
This is embodying the anger. We are touching and staying versus suppressing or running.
Right.
And I love my anger into my forgiveness.
I love my anger into my forgiveness.
So I just received a big energy shift when you said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it too. It's like, yeah. So that to me is information that, hey, we're on a good track here. We're processing. We've acknowledged the emotion. That's really all that's required. What you just did will create a change.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's it. I feel anger and it's okay. Or yo, anger. I like being goofy. So it makes it more fun with the challenging emotions. You know, it's like, yo, anger, you prick. I touch and I stay. And I love my anger into my forgiveness. That's all that's required. We brought the ease in. You felt the shift, right? That
Yeah.
ease.
Yeah.
So we're magnifying the ease right now with these statements. We're like times a million. All right. So say I give myself permission to forgive, and you can put their name in there.
I give myself permission to forgive my mom.
Nice. And I give myself permission to forgive myself.
And I give myself permission to forgive myself.
Yeah, and your head's still saying yes.
Yeah.
You know, these are, when I work with people, there's a large percentage that will go, I give myself permission to forgive myself. You know, because that's a tough one.
Right, and they probably don't even realize that they are shaking their head no. Like,
no. It's subconscious. Yeah.
Right.
So, because the subconscious will do what it's programmed to do. And if someone is programmed to not love themselves, that's the subconscious going, mm-mm.
Right.
So we go back in that program and we touch it with love and we create new programs. So that's where we're going in just a second. These are just fun for me and bring more ease, like that magnification. I say, I forgive for no reason.
I forgive for no reason.
I am a walking ball of forgiveness.
I am a walking ball of forgiveness.
Yeah, and love is forgiving.
And love is forgiving.
And giving.
And giving.
And giving.
And giving.
Nice. All right. And then for you spiritual nerds out there like myself, forgiving is giving in the fourth dimension.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So now we'll use our body language, the signal, carrying a burden. We'll come full circle with it. We're reprogramming our subconscious right here, where you say, I love my burdens into my blessings.
I love my burdens into my blessings.
And I empower my mom to feel my blessings.
And I empower my mom to feel my blessings.
And notice what's happening. I'm getting major movement going on.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and so check this out. That word, I feel it. What is it? So
this tension, I don't even know.
All right, so we loved our burdens into our blessing. That's the new programming. Is our greatest weakness is our greatest strength. That's a spiritual law for me.
I love that.
And so I love my burdens into my blessing. I empower my mom to feel my blessings. And then here's another one. I love my mom's burdens into my blessings.
I love my mom's burdens into my blessings.
And scripture says we get 4 generations of curses. So what we're doing is healing generational curses right now.
This is awesome.
So, yes, it's so much fun and so easy. Like, have we done anything difficult?
No.
This is what I do every single. This is 99% of the time when I work with people. I do this thing right here. What I like to do to put the little cherry on top, sprinkle a little glitter on it, is to list 5 things you're grateful for.
I am grateful for my parents. I am grateful for my home. I'm grateful for my mind. I am grateful for, fantastic people like yourself who just want to help people. Love that. And I'm grateful for my relationships that I'm building with other people right now.
Beautiful. So now check in.
I'm feeling something a little bit in my chest.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and this is normal. This is very normal. So here's the fun part, is anger is a secondary emotion.
Classic.
So the anger is our ego going, you know what, I'm not going to feel fear or sadness again, you punk. So you get angry to protect yourself.
Right, okay.
Shows up on the back. We clean that up, then the signal moves to here, or here.
Yeah.
So we know chest is fear. Mm-hmm. So there is some fear that's connected to your mom. And what we're going to do is just touch it with love. That's it. So the memory 3 or 4 years ago, just say, yo, fear.
Yo, fear.
You prick.
You prick.
I love my fear into my courage and my faith.
I love my fear into my courage and my faith.
Yeah, no, there's more shifts are happening right now for me.
Yeah.
And I love my mom's fear into my courage and my faith.
And I love my mom's fear into my courage and my faith.
And I give myself permission to forgive my mom.
And I give myself permission to forgive my mom.
In first round, I said, I forgive for no reason. There are some times where I just feel that my intuition, I'll say, what do you forgive her for? That's appropriate for this video.
I forgive her for making choices I didn't agree with.
Perfect. So let's put it all in one sentence. And imagine smelling a rose. And you're taking these words in like you're smelling a rose and letting them land in your heart. So in your words, I give myself permission to forgive my mom for making choices I don't agree with. So one sentence and let it land inside you.
I give myself permission to forgive my mom for making choices that I didn't agree with.
Perfect. All right. And have you been hard on yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're using the second most powerful word in the English language. So just say, because you were hard on yourself, just say, oops.
Oops.
I recommit to loving me.
I recommit to loving me.
So here's a 1,000 oops you can put in your pocket.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Those are going to go in my pocket. That is exactly what I needed.
Yeah. So anytime you're hard on yourself, just say oops. So do you have kids?
No, I do not have kids.
Do you have like younger brothers or sisters or a dog or
I'm the youngest. I have a dog.
All right. A good example is like, do you have nieces and nephews?
I have nieces, yes.
So for anyone out there with a child or a dog or a niece and nephew, if you saw them on the ground crying and they were hurt, you would go deep inside you and say, hey, it's going to be okay.
Right.
This too will pass. And you would be patient, you'd be loving and compassionate. And I'm inviting anyone listening to this to do that for yourself. And anytime you're hard, to say, oops.
Oops.
And give yourself compassion and patience and love.
Right. It's really...
Because
It's really showing yourself grace and giving yourself that, that, hey, you're human and it's okay that, you messed up or that you feel this way about something. And it's okay.
Yeah. So, just say out loud, it's okay.
It's okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm okay even when it's not okay.
I'm okay even when it's not okay.
Yeah. See, these are destinations for your subconscious.
Right.
These are commands, programming.
Right.
That get you to be that rock and solid and calm and centered and balanced even when you know what's hitting the fan. So, all right. So we just acknowledged anger and fear from your body signals, from a memory 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. So now check in. And do you feel a little lighter?
I feel so much lighter. So much lighter. It is it's so much easier to breathe.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, holding on to those emotions is like carrying a backpack full of rocks.
Right.
And when you process it, you're just like, just, woo! And it's lighter in weight, lighter in brightness.
Yes.
So now say this out loud and notice how you feel. I shine fiercely.
I shine fiercely.
Yeah, I shine brighter than 10,000 suns.
I shine brighter than 10,000 suns.
Awesome. So notice how you're shining right now.
Yeah, I feel great. I feel so good right now. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's a brand new baby girl.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
And we can be brand new moment to moment to moment to moment.
Right. Right. So, question.
All right, so that, yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
How often is this something that like needs to be done, or like do you just start doing it more and more every time you start feeling these different, like signals, and then it over time you stop having them, or?
So I'll tell you my own experience.
Mm-hmm.
When I learned this and really committed to it, I noticed my chest would tighten up 20 times a day.
Mm.
Where before I knew this, I was unconscious to my chest tightening up, or I just learned to ignore it. And when I was going deeper into that, I didn't give myself permission to feel fear, anger, or pain.
Mm.
So it made me really good at sports and firefighting because I could, I'm very tough.
Right.
But my mental health had finally caught up to me. And then when this information, I like to say I remembered it, because when I was first told about it, within the first 10 seconds of having the conversation, I knew that I'd been programming myself.
Right.
Like I knew my words were way more powerful instantly. It was a remembering.
Yeah.
And so in the beginning, my chest would tighten up like, dude, yo, fear, I love you. I love you into my courage and my faith. And I was like, who was I thinking about? Oh, give myself permission to forgive so-and-so. And so you can imagine doing this 20 to 30 times a day is kind of annoying.
It feels like a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's reword that. It's not annoying. It's kind of overwhelming. Like,
yeah.
I got to do this 30 times in a day.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Your body is a genius, and your body will give you only what you can handle. And as I started doing this, for the first week or two, 20, 30 times a day, like I really committed to it. Week 3, like doing it twice a day.
Wow.
Week 4, it just slowed down, where now maybe once a week I'll get a signal.
Yeah.
I'll like feel something like, oh, okay. Or if I hold back my expression, that's usually when signals show up. I mean, that's kind of for everybody. When we hold back our light, because that's how we tell the world who we are. And if we hold it back, then our subconscious will communicate to our conscious mind through our body with a signal. And it can be a signal that a guy in a white lab coat, if you know what I mean, he's going to give you a name of something. For example, if you go to the doctor and they say, all right, you got a heart condition, lower your stress levels. Mm-hmm. At what point was the stress a problem? In my experience, at the very beginning, it was the OG, the original gangsta. So that emotion, a suppression of the emotion, is the origin. So now I've seen people cancel going under the knife. Mm-hmm. I've seen pain for 10 years straight just go away. But here's my outcome. If you require something, go do it. This isn't about healing. It's about thriving.
Right.
And sometimes when thriving returns and we start shining our full measure, some stuff just goes away.
Wow.
So you may require intervention. Go do it. This ain't about, I'm not claiming to heal anything.
Right.
I've just seen some things just go away, like doing this work. So that's kind of a really fun part of this.
Right. Well, yeah. I definitely am going to recommend you to everyone, because this is profound work. Really, it is. And it's something that, I guess in the past we just didn't have a whole lot of knowledge on or experience with either. But also, things are spreading like wildfire these days. And I'm really hoping that this type of stuff is the stuff that spreads around for everyone, because can you just imagine what the world would look like if everyone knew how to do this and could work through all the difficult stuff that we've, suppressed for so many years?
So here's what I've found is those moments of heaven on earth are when we shine fully.
Right.
All the baloney goes away when we shine our full measure. I've had those moments where I'm working with someone who is in the process of unaliving themselves. I'm very careful with my words on TikTok because they're sensitive to. So someone that was attempting to unalive themselves, and I got to share with her my greatest strength, which for 30 years was my greatest weakness. It was the abuse I went through as a kid. She went through something similar, and here I am. Law of attraction put me in her path. And as soon as I shared my story, really it was as soon as we took a deep breath. I just know how important breathing is, and I had her breathe. And once she really took a breath, like she truly like went to her belly with her breath and pulled it in that moment, heaven on earth was here.
Right.
And there was fire trucks and cop cars and ambulances and 50 people on this scene. And all of that was gone. And it was just like, I just had the moment right now where just you and I are just having this conversation.
Right.
And nothing else matters. And so for me, I was shining my full measure in that moment. That woman, happy to report, did climb out of the tree, take the rope off of her neck, and is thriving. You know, I'm not claiming it solved all her problems, but she is definitely doing much better in a much better space and doing the same work we did today. It's the same thing. What's your body telling you? I mean, that's what it all is reconnecting back to your body, because your body is a genius and it will always tell you the truth.
You're literally saving lives. You are saving lives.
Yeah.
You're changing lives. You are. This is such a great thing. What advice do you have for anybody who is interested in learning more about this, or anybody who wants to maybe get in touch with you to schedule a session?
Yeah, so you can go to my TikTok page. You can go to, actually, I'll just throw my email out there. It's liftyouupllc@gmail.com.
Perfect.
That'll be the fastest way to get a hold of me, is liftyouupllc.com or at gmail.com. And then I have a website. It's called liftyouupllc.com.
Mm-hmm.
But I check my email every day, so that's a faster way to get a hold of me. The website doesn't notify me right away, so yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me. And then follow my TikTok. I do this stuff for free, and then when someone requires something else, reach out.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes so for example, with you, we just did something, a short throw. We got relief. We feel great. And would be astute student or human knows that emotion was already in me before 3 years ago. So I can go back to my first memory of feeling fear with a female.
Mm-hmm.
And if you choose, we can go down there and go deeper. But that's telling you, when someone calls me and reaches out, that's where I'm going to go, because if you can when you get to the first memory
mm-hmm.
and the first feeling or that first emotion with that first memory, every single memory heals after that.
Oh, let's do it.
That was a repeating pattern.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What? Let's do it. Sign me up. Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're talking about, 20 years of therapy, if you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Just not required. So, look right there. You gave me a signal.
Is my left hand to my right eye?
Left hand to right eye. So left hand, right eye. So this is your direction in life.
Okay.
And your eyes are about how you're seen. So is it time for your mom to see you in a new way?
Yes.
About your direction in life.
Yeah.
See how your body is always telling you the truth?
Yeah.
Being seen in a new way about your direction in life.
Yeah.
If you would have used your middle finger, I would have talked about your God-given strengths. Health and beauty, sex, money, and desires. If you use your thumb, your will. So your finger is your direction in life.
Wow.
So we'll tie that into the next little thing we do. So that'll be our upgrade at the very end. So when we reprogram our subconscious. All right. So
okay.
Fear with a female. How old were you when you remember your first memory with a female causing fear?
Probably like 5 or 6. Really, it was just like a grocery store moment, like getting lost in the store and like just pure terror.
Yeah, perfect. So, it's the same thing. Yo, fear.
Yo, fear.
I touch and I stay.
I touch and I stay.
And I love my fear into my courage and my faith.
And I love my fear into my courage and my faith.
There was maybe the biggest shift since we started this phone call right there for me. It was like a flutter.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I give myself permission to forgive my mom.
I give myself permission to forgive my mom.
And I give myself permission to forgive myself.
And I give myself permission to forgive myself.
And then say, I am seen in a whole new way.
I am seen in a whole new way.
And my mom sees me in a whole new way.
My mom sees me in a whole new way.
I love how I'm seen.
I love how I'm seen.
Yeah. And I also like to vote victory. And it seems so silly. I'll say, I vote so-and-so's victory. And I make it goofy. Like if I'm judgmental of someone in my mind, like say someone cuts me off in traffic and I'm like, pointing the finger. And I'm like, you know what? I vote their victory. And I'm imagining my version of their victory.
Right.
So I can even do that with politicians on the TV. And I think that's a big glitch that we have is politics. It's like he's right and he's wrong.
Right.
This type of thing. Where I can say, even the person I don't agree with, I can say I vote their victory. And I'm imagining that person thriving.
Right.
In my way. And I'm no longer creating tension in my body by going, he's wrong.
Right.
And this goes into scripture. It's the original sin with Adam and Eve. They ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And they fell from grace.
Right.
So grace to me means grace is without effort. That's that ability to get you to your destination in your car without paying attention. That's God's grace, in my opinion. That's what I call it. I invite whatever religion, whatever you call your creator, it's all good with me.
Yeah.
So it's not about religion for me. It's just how I interpret it.
Right.
Is that God's grace is that ability to get you to your destination and outcome without any effort. So grace, to me, the definition is without effort.
Without effort.
So when Adam and Eve ate the apple and they gained knowledge of good and evil, they fell from grace. So now they're efforting, creating effort in their life.
Yeah.
So I vote victory instead of labeling something as right and wrong.
Yeah, I love that. That is like almost like trying to like manifest the best possible thing for somebody else that you previously might have been, in a road rage incident or something, where it's just you're frustrated. Yeah. And, instead of like holding on to that, it's like saying it's coming up with like the best future for them in your mind, but it's like manifesting good things for them as well while letting it go.
Yes. And this download just happened when you were saying that was, we'll bring this back to the very original question was, heal inside of me what they require.
Yes. Yeah.
And we create heaven on earth. And that's where I think when people watch the news and all this stuff it's, that's right and that's wrong. And it's just
right
tension. And anywho, back to your facilitation. All right, so,
I vote victory.
Yeah, I vote my mom's victory.
I vote my mom's victory.
I vote my victory.
I vote my victory.
And I vote our victory.
There we go. And I vote our victory.
Permanently.
Permanently.
And notice how you feel. Just quick check-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we're really going to hit the nitrous button right now. And really fold time back in on itself. So imagine 1 year from now, and imagine all your miracles have landed. Like everything you've ever desired, your blessings, your miracles,
Right.
So okay, all your miracles happen 1 year from now in your imagination. Where are you location-wise in your imagination when all your miracles land?
I'm in Texas.
Now that all your miracles have landed.
I'm in Texas.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Who's with you?
My family. Yeah, really my family.
Yeah, financially abundant. Your podcast is thriving.
Yeah.
You're just imagining all your miracles are here.
Right.
Okay. What is new and different for you now that all your miracles have landed?
Really just a sense of like, it's like this feeling of like complete happiness where it's like I feel fulfilled inside of myself. That's really what it is.
Yes. All right, so fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
What else is new and different?
My day-to-day is very it's more scheduled and it's more like outlined.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
So
a
now
lot more
that
structure.
you're and I'm also asking questions that are challenging.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to a place, a new level.
Right.
Okay, and it's a blank canvas, and you're getting your paintbrush out now and just remember that destination of driving?
Yes.
You're creating a destination for your subconscious to get you to gracefully.
I love this.
All right, so new question.
Mm-hmm.
You're scheduled, you're financially abundant, your podcast is thriving, your family's with you, you're in Texas. I mean, everything is here. You're fulfilled. How do you feel? What did you get out of all your miracles landing? How do you feel?
Satisfied. Really?
What else?
It's a satisfaction. Like I have a purpose, like what I was setting out to accomplish, like it has made a difference in someone else's life.
Yes. So you've made the biggest difference on this planet. You're the most important person on this planet. That's what I see right in front of me right now. You are the one.
Thanks.
And how do you feel? What did you get out of it? I'm doing this on purpose to challenge you.
Yeah. I know. I love it.
Very descriptive on how you feel.
Right.
So we've got fulfilled. That's one feeling. Mm-hmm. You got satisfied. There's number two. Let's go for 4 feelings, all right? 4 total. What are you feeling now that all your miracles have landed?
I'm feeling very almost just like now I can do anything. Now I can go and do anything and know that like in that experience I'm gonna have a great experience. Like it's almost just like this sense of just knowing that everything really is going to be okay. It's like a I can relax. It's like a vacation feeling, like.
Yeah. So now, there was a body language signal. You brought your hand to your heart.
Yeah.
That is your requirement is love, bringing love in.
Yeah.
So does all this stuff that you're mentioning, all these miracles, bring love for you?
Yes.
All right. So we got satisfied. We got fulfilled, and we got love. Those are feelings. Give me one more feeling that you feel from all your miracles complete.
I feel like I'm proud.
Now I'm going to throw an extra one in there for you. I see if this resonates. Are you happy?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're doing is imagining everything complete, all your miracles complete.
Right.
We go 5 minutes after completion. How do you feel now that it's all complete? Satisfied, fulfilled, love, happy. We'll go with those 4. Happy, love, fulfilled, and satisfied.
Yeah.
Okay? What we do, and I even asked this question this way, I choose to know if you picked up on it. I said, how do you feel now? How do you feel now? All your miracles are complete. And we just folded time out and self
Right.
and brought the end to the beginning. And in scripture, it's mentioned twice. God says, I'm cool. I'm paraphrasing. I'm cool because I know the end from the beginning. So we just brought the end to the beginning. And you're now got the law of attraction working in your favor to create exactly what you desire. And you're taking radical responsibility for your experience.
I like that.
So we can instantly change our state. So who you're being right now is the most important. Or is the most important thing we can do is who we're being.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone, or in your specific case, or your experience, if you're out of alignment with satisfied, fulfilled, love, and happy, if you feel something other than that, you're attracting something else.
Ooh. Okay, that's good to know.
So alignment for you is happy, fulfilled, satisfied, and love. And we can shift who we're being just by saying, I am love.
I am love.
I am happy.
I am happy.
I am fulfilled.
I am fulfilled.
I am satisfied.
And I am satisfied.
So now, moving forward, can you see how beneficial it is to know what your body's telling you so you know you're out of alignment?
100%. 100%. This has everything to do with the past and the future.
Yeah, and really, it only exists in here.
Right.
What we're doing, so that memory in the past, so here's our timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
My past is over here, my future's over here. You had that fear attached with a female. We went back and just attached courage and faith to it. And all this is a thought. We go to the future. All your miracles are here. We attach an emotion to it. Happy,
Yeah.
love, fulfilled, satisfied. So right now, happy, fulfilled, and now we're bringing all those miracles
Right.
here.
Thank you so much. This
Awesome.
is so amazing. I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. Can you tell me one more time how you did the thing where you folded time? Because I've actually been looking into this about how you word your sentences to where it does it folds time. And so you said how do you feel now that
all your miracles have landed?
yes, all your miracles have landed.
Everything you desire is here. How do you feel now? Everything you desire is now. Is here. Even you can word it this way, because I asked you to go in your imagination. I said, how do you feel now? In 1 year, all your miracles are here. How do you feel now? In 1 year, everything works out for you.
That is so amazing. That is so awesome. I love all of this so much. And I think that you are such a great and kind person. Thank you. Very, very much.
I accept. Thank you.
Do you have anything else that you want to add to this that you want people to know about or that you think that you just feel called to share?
Yes. So this is my favorite part. I talked about a spiritual law of your greatest weakness being your greatest strength.
Mm-hmm.
In scripture, it's worded a little different, saying through perfect weakness is made great strength.
Mm.
So all those times in my past, I told you fear was showing up the most. So when I asked about helping discover your greater mission in life, so law of attraction, fear is the first thing that came up for you. Anger is secondary, right? So fear was the OG.
Right.
For me also, I picked up on my mom's fear, which led to a predator and that kind of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And so for 30 years, I didn't tell anybody, and I held that in me, and I was ashamed, and I blamed myself, and I felt guilty times 1,000 or
Right.
whatever. Like there were moments in time where I wanted to unalive myself because I didn't have these tools and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get the thoughts out of my head and just, so I started to, I got sober 12 years ago, and that really was a big kickstart into my journey.
Mm-hmm.
So, at 32 years old, I felt like I was 6 years old again, with the most intense anxiety and fear and, about what happened to me. I'm like, I'm 32. How is this still bothering me? It was when I was 6.
Right.
And so I got enough help where what happened was someone told me that I was getting help from she had a lot of letters behind her name. She was, very experienced in this. And she told me something that really resonated with me. She goes, this happens to 1 in 3 people. And I went, what? 1 in 3? I thought I was the only one. And I was like, 1 in 3, that's every family in America. Like that's the real pandemic.
Yeah.
Is SA abuse.
Yeah.
And so I got okay to talk about it. And I made it a part of my mission to make it okay to talk about it because that's actually how I started feeling better. It's like relieve the pressure of a volcano.
Right.
And so since that moment, since I started talking about it, and this was just a few years ago, and I'm 45 years young now, I have shifted 8 people out of unaliving themselves.
Wow. In
the moment where they told me straight up, hey, I'm going to unalive myself today. Or the lady in the tree had a rope around her neck. I had another guy with PTSD from Africa. He went on a deployment, pistol in his hand. And I just share my story. Like, hey, I was abused. And they transform. They shift right out of suicide when I share the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I realized that my greatest weakness was my greatest strength. And I hid that from people for 30-something years. I didn't tell anyone. I imagine all the other people I could have shifted.
Right.
And so it's easier for me to forgive and love everything that happened to me. Like people will say, how can you love that? Well, look what I get to do now.
Right.
I mean, I feel so good right now. This was such a great conversation. But yeah, I think that's what I want to leave people with is even that hard shit you've been through, when you love it, turns into your greatest strength. And nothing actually changed other than my agreement to it.
Right.
So it was like, 30 years of like, this is my greatest weakness. I'm ashamed. I'm blaming myself and guilt. Shame, blame, and guilt. Shame, blame, and guilt over and over and over until one day I was just like, no, this is my greatest strength. And all it was my agreement to it. And this is in scripture too. Know that I have answered before you've even asked. And I think that's where our agreement, that's what it means to me, is we just agree to our miracles, agree to our blessings. That's what you just did. You just agreed.
Right.
Happy, satisfied, all those things that you feel from your miracles complete is, So that's my, maybe my favorite thing to leave with people is that even the hard shit is worth it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And what's on the other side of all the hard shit is so worth it. It is so worth it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. And then when you have these tools, it's so easy.
Yes.
It's so easy.
Yeah. It's the tools that everybody's been lacking. And, there's so many people who can't afford therapy or, a counselor. And it's just kind of like, well, what are they supposed to do? But this,
call me.
Yeah, for real, because this is it. This is how we heal ourselves. This is how we fix all the stuff that is broken inside of us and in our families as well. So, this is so great.
I remember my own value. So I charge for my services because I'm valuable. I'm very valuable. I'm here creating,
Absolutely.
recommitting, reclaiming, restoring heaven on earth. It's very valuable.
Yes, it is. It is.
With that being said, it is a higher priority for me to share this information than to be the gatekeeper.
Right.
So when someone can bless me financially, man, let's do it. But that's why I'm saying don't hold back reaching out.
Right.
I had someone message me right after you messaged me, and I talked to her for 3 hours the other night, and she's just soaring. Because
so
the same thing we did.
Yeah.
Because when you're really searching and you desire having this type of truth,
yeah,
it will land in you so fast, and like for you, it just clicked. Like, oh,
I know.
Of course, we were totally prepared this entire time.
Right. Right. No, I'm so excited, and I'm so excited for the future because I know that like I can feel myself attracting all these different things, and like I measure the distance from these things in time and not in like physical distance. Like I'm measuring in time, so it's like I feel like I just sped up the timeline right now, and all of these great, amazing things are like so much closer to me, and I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited. So
Man,
thank you
I vote
so
your
much.
victory.
I vote your victory.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's my favorite thing is everything is now. So there's everything I do with people is like, it's now.
Right.
You're going to feel something now. If you don't feel it, we got to change the emotion, change the person. You know, that's really the only little shift I usually do. Mm-hmm. But as soon as we get the exact emotion and the person, dude, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Well, David, thank you so much again. I appreciate you, and I cannot wait to share this message with everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I had a blast doing this.
Yeah, me too. I hope you have a great day, okay?
All right, you too.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.